Our next partner is from Nigeria. It's Tochukwu Clinton Chukwueke at Clinton Advanced Engineering Center in Nigeria. And they are engineering consultants and one of our, as I mentioned, key Autodesk learning partners in this region. Um, we will hear a case study in this case as well. And it's about how their team delivered a student engineering competition that actually earned nationwide recognition in Nigeria and has equipped the students who participated, I would say, with very valuable skill set and real life project experience of Fusion 360 and CAD and CAM workflows. And I think this would surely benefit them as they progress in their future career. And we wanted this example to be shared as another, as an aspirational project that's being run by the learning partner community. So thank you for joining us so much this morning. I will hand over to you so that you can share your project with the participants.
So thank you, Thomas. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining. So let me share my screen. Okay, so as Thomas have just said, my name is Tochukwu, and I'm the founder of Nigeria's first makerspace, Clintonel Innovation Center, which provides capacity building in engineering. So we provide space, equipment, mentoring, and training for young people to develop engineering innovations, build new products, and startup enterprises. We also do incubation of hardware startups. CIC is an Internet Innovation Center is an Autodesk learning partner. So by that, we work with Autodesk in capacity building, most especially for university students and faculty and lecturers. And we also undertake international certification examination. We are an authorized center for international examinations, including Autodesk certification examinations. I'm also the CEO of the Advanced Engineering Center, ABA, which is a digital fabrication company which applies CAD and CAM to build products, tools, and equipment for Nigerian manufacturers. So we make things like molds, dies, engine parts, and other precision products for Nigerian manufacturers. So I'll be talking about a project, an event that we did called the Nigerian Genius. The Nigerian Genius is so this is what I'm talking about. The Nigerian Genius goals and objectives can and come with Fusion 360, then the outcomes of the Nigerian Genius, and then I could take question and answers at the end of the discussion. So the Nigerian Genius is a part of a bigger project called Engineering for Industry, E4I. So E4I works to break the engineering skills gap in Nigeria, align engineering education to the needs of the industry, and then help to drive industrialization and development in Nigeria. So as part of this Engineering for Industry, we do capacity building for engineering students, lecturers, graduates, and we also support with research and development in universities. And we also organize annual engineering competition to be able to promote engineering and then to align engineering education to meet the needs of the industry. So Engineering for Industry is Nigeria's top engineering skills competition, which brings together Nigeria's brightest minds in different tertiary institutions, bring them together to learn advanced engineering skills, and then to use those skills and solve Nigeria's toughest engineering and manufacturing challenges. So we bring together the best minds, the brightest engineering students across Nigeria, and then we camp them at the Clinton Advanced Engineering Center for between 2 to 3 weeks. And during that period, they learn different skills, advanced engineering skills, including digital skills. They learn computer design, CAD, computer manufacturing, and so many other skills. And then they have mentors. They have industry experts that work with them for the 2 or 3 weeks period. And then they have academia experts that also work with them. So we kind of bring together the industry and the academia, during the event. In fact, in the last one we had a professor of mechanical engineering from a prominent Nigerian university stay with them and mentor them. Then we had other industrialists and engineering experts mentoring them and training them. So for every year, we give them a challenge. Usually we choose one of the tough engineering problems that Nigeria has, and then we give them the problem, and then they have to create solutions to that problem, from ideation to prototyping to development. So they have to build the solution, build the prototype there. So they have access to 3D printers, CNC machines, laser cutters, and other tools that and equipment that's required to create or to build a product. So for this one, for the one we just concluded, we had an application across the whole country, and then of that application across the whole country, we had we shortlisted about 45 design institutions in the country, and then from that 45 that we shortlisted, we now selected 4 finalists. So that included University of Nigeria and Soka, Federal University Ochoke, Federal University of Technology Mena, and then Ladoke Akindele University, Lautech. So these 4 universities, each of them sent 3 engineering students to represent the Faculty of Engineering or the university. So we had in total, we had 12 engineering students from 4 design institutions that participated in this last edition of the Nigerian Genius. They are given a challenge. Before I talk about the challenge, let me talk briefly about the goals and objectives of the Nigerian Genius. So we had the part of the goal is to draw national attention to engineering as a critical component of national development. So in the Nigeria of today, engineering is not considered important or relevant in government policies and and programs, but yet engineering is the foundation of industrialization and of development. No nation has ever advanced or can ever advance without engineering. So we wanted to draw attention to that fact. We also wanted to use the Nigerian Genius to improve engineering education in the country. So part of what we do is that we do an annual ranking of universities in Nigeria based on the performance of their students at the Nigerian Genius. So the school or the students that win the first position is ranked the first in the whole country. The university will be ranked the first in the whole country in engineering education. So by ranking universities every year on engineering education, we hope that it will inspire universities to work hard to improve the engineering education. Part of the goal also is to equip engineering students with industry relevant skills, because in the schools they don't have access to such skills. They just learn to maybe write examinations, pass examinations. They lack those basic skills. So part of the goals is to equip them with skills. So those people that participate in the event, they walk away equipped with essential industry skills that they can use to be of service to the industry. We also intend to boost local manufacturing through the indigenous program. So we teach them, among other things, manufacturing processes. So they learn They learn different manufacturing processes, including they learn metal casting, they learn 3D printing, they learn CNC machining, they learn 3D printing, they learn welding, they learn painting, drilling, tapping, they learn all kinds of engineering skills that they can apply for manufacturing. So we expect that, through these skills and through the solutions that they develop, that we can boost local manufacturing in the country. The Nigerian is also expected to help in driving national development in the country. So these are the goals of the Nigerian Genius competition. So we, at the center of this competition is digital skills. And for those digital skills, of course, modern manufacturing revolves around digital skills, can and can. So we could have done a competition on manufacturing and engineering without digital skills. So for the digital skills, we used Autodesk Fusion 360 for the training and for the projects that they built. So they learned product design, 3D printing, laser engraving, laser cutting, CNC machining, PCB design and fabrication. They also learned other courses, including metal cutting, fabrication, tapping, and all that. So these are the things that they learned within the 2.5 weeks that they spent in the Advanced Engineering Center. So we had to teach them project-based learning. So in this project-based learning, unlike the traditional learning process, is hands-on. They learn by doing, they learn by building, they learn by working on real-life tasks. So for this last event, they built 4 products. They learned, while building those 4 products. So they built a mobile phone charger. That's the top right corner, top left corner. And then we had to test it because we scored their class. So they have 2 projects. They have to do class projects, which included these 4 products. They have to build 4 products as part of their learning or project-based learning in the class. Then, in addition to the class projects, they have to now solve a national engineering challenge for the country. So for this year, the challenge they solved for the country, or we gave them, was to build a because Nigeria has a crisis, energy crisis. So we have very, very poor, extremely poor supply of power, of electric power in the country. So we tasked them to create a solution to that power problem in Nigeria, to design and build electric, to design and build electric generating device or equipment using renewable energy sources. So they had the option of using solar or wind or water or any other renewable energy source to build a solution, something that would generate power using these natural sources. So they had to solve that. While solving that national challenge, which is power problem, they also had to learn in the classroom by building projects. So they built mobile phone charger, which we had to test. Of course, while building this mobile phone charger, they learned PCB design and fabrication. So we had CNC machines. They had to design PCBs. They had to mill those PCBs using CNC routers, and they had to assemble and build that. Then of course they had to do the casing for that using 3D printing, and some of them even had to use laser for that. So they also built an adjustable table for children that you can adjust. That's the one on the top right corner. So they had to build an adjustable table that you can adjust the height, and they built it from scratch. Like we gave them raw materials. They had to cut, they had to drill, they had to weld, they had to paint. And for most of them, it was their very first time of touching such tools or making or learning such skills. So through this project, they learned like for this with this adjustable table, they learned cutting, they learned filing, they learned drilling, they learned tapping, they learned painting, They learned a lot of skills within just for that, just to be able to build that project. On the lower left, they had to build engine parts of a generator. So they built a crankshaft. They did that through metal casting. So they had to make their molds, sand molds, and then they had to do casting and all that. So that was the process that's used to make some of the engine parts. So they had to learn those manufacturing processes by practice, by projects. So they also mentioned connecting rods. So for the connecting rods, they use CNC milling machines, at the Advanced Engineering Center. So they had to design the connecting rods, and they had to program it, and then they had to machine it. So through the project, they learned casting, metal casting, and then CNC machining. Then on the lower right, we have the enclosures or casing. So they had to learn to use laser cutting to cut, plastics and to build casing. They have to use laser engraving to, design, on on the casing. So these are the four of the things that they built, which was an avenue for training. So that was a training method that we used for them. So for the team from University of Nigeria and Soccer UNN, they built a portable turbine that's a water-powered electric generator that you can mount on any building that has overhead tank. So they did that. So and it worked. They had to put a tank on top of there's a story building there. They had to run it through their turbine, and it turned and they had power. So that's for team UNN. For the team from Footmina, they built a solar tracker and a wind energy device, which also we had to test. Then the team from Lautech, they also did the hybrid, they designed and built a hybrid system, both solar and wind. The team from Chukwueke, they built a standalone automatic solar tracker to optimize renewable energy. And then the team that won for the competition was Team UNN. So they walked away with 1 million naira cash prize at the end of the competition. And then, consequent upon that, we now did our annual ranking. And then we ranked University of Nigeria and Soccer as the first university in Nigeria in engineering education, followed by Lautech, and then a second, then followed by Futoke, and then finally by Footmina. So first, second, third, and fourth, respectively. So thank you for listening. If you have questions, I could take questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's yet another really inspiring undertaking, and especially how the students are being given the chance to create something that actually has real life use and application. I think that's so valuable to both to them as individuals, but actually also for the community around you. So one question that came in while you were presenting is, are you planning to run a similar event or maybe a new competition also in the future, perhaps next year or similar, or was this a one-off event that you did so far?
Okay, so we plan it to be an annual event, but for this one, so this is our first. In fact, part of the goals of the event is to produce a television show, a series that will be aired nationwide, so that we can push the engineering across the nation and then drive interest in engineering. That's part of the goal. So we had to hire a very expensive camera team. Everything they did was captured on camera for the 2.5 weeks period. We had everything on camera. We are still working behind the scenes to see if we can push that into production. So the goal is to do it every year and then make a season. Every year we have a new season and a new episode for that. But the cost has been very expensive. So we plan to do it every year, but we are still working on the costing and all that. But if we get funders maybe we'll be sure it may be, but we're still working around that. So hopefully we might do next year.
Well, let's hope. I think that would be really, really great. I currently, oh yes, there might be. So there is I think there's a recommendation from one of the participants that, again, applause for the initiative and recommendation that the prize award could include equipment and machines for the schools who are competing. I've obviously aligned them to the continuation so that this can be an ongoing part of education in those institutions. So that's probably definitely worth considering as an addition.
Yeah, that's a very interesting suggestion. I'll put it down and then think around that. Thank you for that suggestion.
Perfect. Well, I don't see it. Well, maybe I do see another question. So there's a question about what about current graduate students? Is there a plan from to include them in your initiative as well?
Okay, so for the graduates, like I said, we have the Nigerian Engineering is part of a bigger program, the Engineering for Industry. So under that Engineering for Industry, we have capacity building for different stakeholders, students, lecturers, and graduates. So for graduates, this year we had an internship program or an academy. We called it Engineering for Industry Academy, where we brought in fresh engineering graduates and then we trained them for I think about 3 months or thereabout in our facility, to equip them with skills that they can use to get employment in the industry. So yes, there's a provision for engineering graduates.
Perfect. And I see that there is an individual attending the event who would like to be part of the next opportunity. So I know that my colleagues will put your contact details in the chat. So I hope it's okay for you that we can make those connections and that anyone can reach out to you if they are interested in participating in Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you. I'll Yeah, that's fine. So you can show me. Okay, I think it's already there. My email is already there, so you can always reach out
Yes,
to me.
yes.
Yeah, with questions and um, comments and any other suggestions or ideas. Um,
No, but perfect. So in that case, we thank you again for spending the time and for you're rolling out this very important and inspiring project. So we appreciate that you could be with us this morning and share it.
yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for your time.